It's Friday, January 13th, 2023, and you're listening to Tell It Right podcast. Guys, it's 2023. First podcast of the year. We made it. Holy cow. I'll say we've come a long way. We're continuously making improvements for a better show experience. So got more coming here, guys. Just remember, if you're not following, please follow us. Make sure you're liking, commenting, and definitely sharing with a friend. Get it out to everybody. We want everybody to see this. But anyways, enough with that boring shit. Let's go join Jared and myself on some wacky combos, starting with this one on what your favorite convenience store is. So we'll catch you later. Jared.
Michael.
What's your store of choice? Like, I guess what I'm trying to say is, when it comes to convenience stores, you a Walgreens guy or are you a fucking CVS guy?
I prefer Walgreens because CVS just seems like a knockoff, even though it's probably just the same, if not just as good. But I don't know. Sometimes Walgreens can get kind of ghetto too. So I feel like CVS is it just sucks. So nobody goes there. but Walgreens can be hit or miss depending on where it's at.
Oh yeah. No, for sure. Because like the one down the street for me, it's a freaking terrible location. I've tried getting prescriptions from there.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God the place I work for doesn't allow me to go to Walgreens anymore. So I get my prescriptions from CVS, but that's all I do at CVS, because if you do walk into a CVS, those are pretty much garbage. They don't have anything in stock ever.
No. And it's expensive. It's like more expensive than Walgreens.
Well, because I think because CVS and like Rite Aids were getting like robbed during COVID. So I think they've actually been closing stores and inflation's really hit the CVS's a lot. But I usually get my prescriptions from CVS, and I'm actually pretty much in and out, if I need a prescription.
But see, my CVS is inside of Target, which is like the worst thing that you could ever do.
I mean, you can't do the drive-through, but that does bring up another point where Target got rid of all Pizza Huts in like the Illinois area, and I think that was the worst move ever. I mean, you still go to Lake Geneva apparently, and there's a Pizza Hut in the Target, which that's pretty cool. The Wisconsin Knights know what to do. They know how to do it, but not out here, man. They got like Starbucks and shit in there. And
they got a Starbucks in mine.
It's like, I don't know. I'd rather have a freaking pizza. But
there's a Dunkin' Donuts inside the Walmart by me.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe they're just trying to compete.
I mean, like Pizza Hut, like isn't like a pizza that I would order. Like I wouldn't actually like, Friday night pizza night. I wouldn't order that.
Yeah.
But like if I was in Target and I was, just like when you're in Costco, you get the pizza or the hot dog, like I'd get the Pizza Hut at the Target. You get that little box, you get the little
personal pizza.
Oh yeah.
I can't do it, man. I don't know. I mean, I don't mind Pizza Hut pizza, but those little like personal pizzas are not Pizza Hut pizza. It's like a frozen.
No, but like, they're the best. That they put in the microwave. They're the best frozen pizzas though ever. Like I've never had a frozen pizza better than that. Or honestly,
I mean, I don't know about that. There's some pretty there's some pretty fire frozen pizzas out there. Like if you buy from the grocery store, like. I've had some where it's like I would eat this regularly and it's only like $7, maybe even $6.
I actually I had something completely else to talk about, but like you brought up a really good point that I want to bring up here now. And that is, so we're talking about frozen pizzas somehow from Walgreens, but
Target.
Okay, yeah, from Target, whatever. But my point is, there's this guy on TikTok. He's this dude from the East Coast. His TikTok handle Sally Slices. All right.
Okay.
So Sally Slices has been for like, I just started catching them like 6 months ago. Okay. So for the past 6 months, I've been hearing this Guido kid just go on and on about his pizza, his frozen pizza that him and his family are coming out with.
Okay.
All right. And the reason why I'm interested in this is because he actually flew out to Chicago and it's being manufactured here in Chicago. All right. So they're going to make it. So they're going to take his recipe from, I think from Jersey, somewhere in Jersey.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're going to take his recipe from Jersey. They're going to make it here and then they're going to put it together in a package. Now, this isn't like any frozen pizza that you do buy from like the supermarket. Okay. I mean, I think it's bought offline. It's expensive. It's like $40. But it's a pan style pizza, not like a Detroit style pizza, but it's a thin crust, like a square style pizza. He calls it the Corleone, or that's what their family calls it. The Corleone pizza. And yeah, he's selling this nationwide, I think, as of like next week or something. So I want to check it out. I mean, he's been talking it up like crazy for like I said, like the past 6 months. I've just been hearing Sally Slices talk about the Corleone and the best. That's what he says in every episode. Like,
I don't know about this. I mean, we're
we're
Chicago people. We love pizza. It's not that bullshit New York style or go to Pennsylvania. That's bullshit.
It's not a New York style though. Like I'll tell you that. It's not like, the triangle cuts or what, or the pie cuts, the really greasy. I mean, I think they do make that kind of style pizza. And actually from what I've seen, it's not greasy looking. So he's up on that too. But out here in Chicago, you don't get many people that do that square style unless it's like a Detroit style. Okay. So think about your normal Chicago thin crust pizza that you get out here, right? That crispy cracker crust. I feel like that's how his Corleone is. It's more like that cracker crust, but it's not that like airy Detroit style, pan style, pizza. So there's definitely a difference between that. I think I want to try it once and I want to give him the benefit of the doubt. But here's
it's $40 though. I mean, I could buy a pizza around here. It's going to be fantastic. And I'll probably spend like $25 on it.
Well, to you 19 people that listen, start donating, guys. We need to try the Corleone here, man. It's not cheap, guys. It's not cheap what we do here.
Well, how about this? If he sends us one, we'll try it. We're Chicago people.
Yeah,
we'll try it and we'll rate it for real. Like I love pizza. Pizza is like a staple of my diet.
Maybe it'd be cool. Maybe he'll come on the show too. We'll talk about it. Maybe we could talk about it. Maybe he'll send us one. I don't know. I would buy it once. I mean, just to try something from the East Coast. I don't know. Just once.
They're too proud of themselves over there to know that it's bad.
Well, all right. So that's a good point. So like, I did catch a TikTok. So he likes to do these TikToks too, where he, just like a lot of TikTokers where they'll do those duets where, it's really a reaction to what this person did, So what he likes to do is he likes to find different pizza people, like people who are either making pizza or like cutting pizza. I don't know. He does this really weird like smile and just like makes no other emotion. And it's kind of creepy.
That's weird.
But he did it today with like a Chicago deep dish style pizza, or at least what I saw today. And I was just kind of like, well, listen, bro, I'm listening to you for, months here about you talking about this Corleone. I want to freaking try it, but like, I don't really appreciate you, just making this goofy face with no emotion where it's more or less, it actually seems like he's not completely comfortable with the way they're making this pizza. And I mean, I'm sorry, like, we just make good freaking pizza in the Midwest. I mean, Chicago itself.
Chicago, yeah.
It's Lake Michigan water. I mean, you don't get better water than that.
Listen,
Erie can't do it.
You cannot bring the entire Midwest into this, because I've gone to Wisconsin and they're all about cheese and this and that, and have had the worst pizza ever in my life.
There you go.
They have no idea what they're doing. Like, they think that they're dairy experts. Like, they can make some cheese for curds, but beyond that, their pizza's booty.
So now we've gone from Sally Slices to calling out Charlie Barron. So hey, I'm fine with it. If they all want to get on this podcast and have a,
they know their sausage, but
what?
They know their sausage up in Wisconsin.
Well, and they know their cheese too. I mean, I can't argue with their cheese. You see, here in Chicago, we're the meat people. We used to be. We were fucking packing meat like no other. Okay, no other place is doing it.
Speak for yourself.
No other place was packing meat like Chicago back in the 30s. Okay, we were the meat central of the United States. So
yeah, I mean the
meat's here. Wisconsin's got the cheese
and the fudge packers.
Ohio is the butthole, or no, it's the mall next to the butthole, which is Indiana, that just makes steel.
Yeah, Indiana. Sorry,
they don't even make steel anymore.
You guys are the beehole of the United States.
Yeah,
like super loose beehole. We need to tighten that thing back up.
Do you ever listen to that Bellied Up podcast with Charlie Barron's and the You Betcha guy?
No, but I've been watching a lot of Charlie Barron's TikToks and shit. And so stand up and skits
on their podcast. So what they do is they have a call-in show, so people call in and like they do like you can just call the talk, or if you need advice, or if you want to buy, trade, and sell.
Okay. Interesting.
So what's been happening is people have been making like deals like to like trade states for the Midwest. So like somehow Buffalo, New York is part of the Midwest now. A deal's been made because of the amount of snow they get and like things they like out there, like ranch dressing. Like they love ranch dressing out there. So I don't know. Like apparently Alaska's been brought into the Midwest now too, because of like whatever. But there was a trade where they like the UP of Michigan was traded with Wisconsin to get rid of Milwaukee's best beer as the best beer and make Pabst Blue Ribbon the best beer, Milwaukee's best, or something like that. So it was like, they're like, it's hilarious. They like make these crazy ass trades, and like I wish they were legit. I just wish they were just like there was some precedence to their trades, because there would be a pretty big shakeup in the country here.
See, I never understood the UP, man. Like, why did they even get that portion? It's not even closely attached to Michigan. Yet they were just like, let's just make a line right here, and we're going to take this little hangover.
Well, the guy was like, the guy wanted to do it all because he wanted Michigan to be the official mitten state.
Mm-hmm.
So right now it's a rabbit jumping over the mitten. That's what Michigan is. So the UP is a rabbit that jumps over some fucked up looking mitten. But then you got the mirror image of the mitten in Wisconsin,
Yeah.
So, but yeah, if you put the UP on Wisconsin, they're no longer the mitten state.
Yeah.
So
I don't know about all that. Either way, everybody else has shitty pizza except for us.
Yeah. I mean, I was in like Arizona, and like there's like this one pizza place, and I didn't like really like it, but it was like all right. But like, yeah, it was like they just put like fresh mozzarella on it, and that was just it. Like, not like the shredded shit.
No, it's just a glob. Like they cut it off. Yeah, it's like a margarita pizza.
Yeah, exactly. That was like the best pizza I was able to
get really good.
There.
It's really good though. I mean, it's not bad. The basil and shit. It's just more like a bruschetta almost, just with sauce on it.
Actually, have you ever been to Eastern Illinois University?
No.
You never fucked around and found out over there?
I don't go around that. Right. I went to Northern. My brother went to Western, but I never went that way.
You should have came. That's the best. Right.
Bloomington,
there,
go down to
Western
Normal.
Illinois. The fucking Leathernecks, my friend.
Well, what's down in Bloomington? South?
Bloomington is Southern Illinois.
Southern Illinois.
Or not
Even
Southern, no, ISU. Illinois.
ISU.
And
Yeah.
then there's
the
really southern one. The one
Yes.
where everybody went to for the eclipse years ago.
Yeah. So I just really kind of messed around between ISU and Northern.
So at Eastern, there was this place called Chubby's Pizza. And I think there was a place my uncle got from what was it? Out in Arizona, because he lives out there. I think he got a place, and that pizza was kind of similar to Chubby's. So they can you got to kind of find them outside of the state, but you can find a good pizza place, you know, but it's still not Chicago.
Well, I mean, Chicago in general has fantastic food. Like, we are spoiled.
We are.
You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to go somewhere and find something crappy, because even our crappy food is pretty good. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Okay, we have a chain. If anybody is listening has never heard of it, it's called Portillo's. Portillo's hot dogs started out of a shed in a parking lot, and now has grown to probably be one of the highest grossing non-commercial establishments out there. Like we take McDonald's or Burger King, all those franchise type business. Portillo's is probably rivaling a small portion of what they do, but as a privately owned company.
They're not, though.
Are they not anymore?
No, they're owned by Berkshire Hathaway, actually.
Oh, that's right. They got taken over. That's why their hot dogs taste different.
Right. Yeah. They're not using those Chicago Red Hots anymore. They're using
fucking
super Oscar Mayer wieners.
Dude, they are super. Not using those. They are so expensive. Like, I had like this gift card to Uber Eats or whatever, and there's a Portillo's like not even 5 minutes from me, and it's the first one ever where it's just a drive-through.
Yeah,
there's no inside to it. They call it an express Portillo's or whatever.
Weird.
So I was like, whatever. It's stupid to Uber Eats from it, but I had a gift card anyways, and I'm like, it's stupid because it's 5 seconds away from me. Mm-hmm. So I ended up I got extra shit just because, like, hey, I got a gift card.
You got a gift card, guys.
Yeah, well, even after
breaking the bank today, guys.
It was like a $50 gift card, and my bill for it was like $80. And I really did not get. I mean, that was without the $50 off, but I mean, with the delivery fee and all this and that and blah blah blah. So like,
it's outrageous.
It was probably $70 worth of food. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And it wasn't that much. It was probably like 5 hot dogs, 2 beefs, and like a couple of shakes and Cokes.
Well, some extra shakes, guys.
Yeah, like if it wasn't for having that gift card, I probably would have been like, I don't need a shake, whatever. No, but I'm like, I got a gift card. I'm going to buy a shake. So then it still cost me like $40 of my own money.
Yeah.
After ordering this, I'm like, hold on a damn minute. Like, didn't I have a gift card for this?
Well, what's interesting is too, like, it's just like how much it is just for like 2 people. Like, like for me and my wife, a lot of these meals are now like $40. And I'm like, what the fuck? No, but you know what? There's like a fucking scam going on with this shit. Like, I'm not going to say Portillo's is a part of it, but like McDonald's for sure. So like us that live in these like Chicago suburbs, we're paying more than if you go out to the frickin' country.
I don't think that's a conspiracy. I think that just happens because people don't make as much out in the country.
No, it's not. I'm not saying it's well, yeah, I guess I am. No, it's more or less, you're right. Yeah, there's more people out here that are eating it, and I guess, demand's up. But I don't know. I find it ridiculous. It's like I'm spending like here in like my town just for me and my wife, it's like $30 if we ever go to McDonald's.
Yeah, that's kind of insane.
Yeah,
I remember it used to be like $15.
Right. Well, if you go to like freaking Wisconsin, like to one of those places, like it is $15. It's outrageous. it basically they've just changed their pricing to location. It's not consistent everywhere anymore. I don't know.
But they
if it
also
ever
have
was.
weird shit at different places. Like if you go to one out on the East Coast, they have like lobster sandwiches and shit.
Right, that's just weird.
Like in Massachusetts, I remember it was like there was like a lobster sandwich at
This is
because
the whole reason why those brothers did not want to do a franchise. They didn't even want to fucking do this shit. And here we are, 2023. We got lobster fucking sandwiches and
this was years
in the
ago.
Hamptons, and then we got
I don't know. Have you ever had a lobster sandwich?
No, because I don't eat fucking lobster.
You don't like sea spiders?
No, I don't like sea spiders. I don't like seafood. Fucking gross.
Oh man.
But yeah.
Michael.
What do you got?
The new season trailer for The Mandalorian is dropping on Monday. Season 3. I'm excited for this. Yeah. This looks like it's going to be probably the best season, and it's probably going to be one of the best shows ever. There's no way it can't be.
I did see a little bit of a trailer today, and it's looking pretty
intense. Wild. Yeah. You still got Grogu, but there's like a shitload more Mandalorians in this now. I'm excited for that.
I really thought what's her face and Pedro are gonna fucking duke it out.
Oh, for sure.
You think they will?
For sure. Because she wants to be the leader of Mandalore, but he is the dark saber.
I know. I just wish she would just stop being a bitch and just take the sword. He offered it. He's like,
yeah, but it won't listen to her because it has to be won in battle.
You know what? Then he needs to have a conversation with the damn sword. Listen, bro, I didn't want you. She wants you. She's a better home for you. I already got this little bastard right here. All right. And like, I can't even take care of him.
Right.
But like, wasn't the saber like giving him a hard time too? Like did he end up mastering it?
Not yet. He was like training on it, but he
kept burning himself.
Yeah, he doesn't know how to wield it because he uses emotion or something.
You know, you ever like learn about like lightsabers, like ever do some reading on lightsabers with Star Wars, and you end up finding out like, so they got to use the Force to build them. Mm-hmm. A lot of time, like that's why like you do see Jedis with like missing, like some have like robotic arms and shit like that, because there's accidents that happen sometimes when they fucking build them. Like apparently. Like they have those stories worked in where there's like Jedis that, you know,
have lost limbs.
While constructing, or just even trying to lightsaber in general. So I would say, you know, Mando is doing pretty damn well right now. Still has his limbs.
For the most part, yeah.
As of right now, yeah. But if he did lose a limb, he'd have enough money to get another one.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So,
but yeah, I'm excited for this this new trailer because they dropped a little trailer, which was pretty good. It was about 1.5 minutes long, 1:50 seconds.
Yeah,
but I'm hoping that this next one is like crazy because it's during a football game at halftime for a wild card, meaning that there's probably going to be a lot of people watching, and they'll probably do. I bet you they'll do another one on the Super Bowl, maybe for like a Sokatano or something.
Well, what's his name? Bob Iger, right? That's the one that came back. Yeah, probably his doing. He's like, this is how we do it, guys.
Well, he's smart.
Oh yeah,
that's why they brought him back.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So I'm excited.
Yeah. Well, cool. I'm excited too. It's been a long time with the Mandalorian. You know, I didn't necessarily agree with Boba Fett, like doing some focus on Mandalorian, because I just kind of felt like we're just kind of continuing Mandalorian in a way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's kind of how I felt when that kind of rolled out. But
it was like the parallel story is how they were trying to make it.
yeah,
So everything, the Mandoverse as they're calling it, so everything kind of melds together no matter what you watch.
Yeah, but it was just, I don't know. It was just like, come on, let's pick a character here, guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, no, I'm excited. I'm excited to see if we bring Luke Skywalker back. But you said Ahsoka Tano is definitely going to be in there.
Yeah,
we'll see what
got
happens.
A bunch of the rebel people. Are probably, I bet you will see that because they're going to be in the Ahsoka Tano. So I bet you we will see some rebels. Maybe just a glimpse. Maybe just Sabine Wren or somebody. She's a Mando. Maybe Ezra.
Maybe Sabine's on the team. Who knows?
I don't know. I'm pretty excited though. I think it's going to be a good season. We've waited way too long for it.
But wait, wouldn't Sabine Wren have been prior to the rebellion?
Yeah. No. Her timeline is during the Empire.
Oh.
For the Rebels. Rebels is like
oh, that's right.
What's his face's timeline? Andor.
Yeah.
That's when Rebels is taking place. A little bit before Andor, but during Andor also.
Yeah, but then Mandalorian would be like 5 years after that.
9 years.
I guess they could
9 years after. Well, 9 years after the Battle of Yavin.
Yeah.
So that's the first movie. So 9 years after that, because they say what the timeline speeds up and it's only like 3 years to the third one.
Yeah.
Some stupid shit. Like, how does Luke Skywalker become a master Jedi in 3 years? It takes these other assholes their entire life as younglings and shit.
The chosen one.
Bullshit.
But what do you call it? What was I gonna say? Yeah. So that's what we got to look forward to. Get some more Mando out there. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fucking awesome. But speaking of Star Wars here, I did catch this freaking movie or this YouTube the other day. So get this. So apparently Obi-Wan Kenobi could have saved Qui-Gon Jinn.
Okay.
All right. So if you remember in Star Wars Episode 1, they go on the ship and they they start trying to go after the Viceroy. But then all of a sudden the drones come, or the droids come with the shields, and they're like, oh, this is bullshit. We can't do anything. And so they force run out of there, right?
Yeah.
Run at like lightning speed. Okay. So now later in that movie, you got the confrontation with Darth Maul. So during that entire battle, Darth Maul's strategy was to split them up, because he knew he could not win if he was fighting both of them. I mean, he's a smart fighter. So he broke them up, and he got Qui-Gon by himself, slayed him, right? Stabbed him in the stomach, whatever.
Darth Maul, right?
Darth Maul did.
Okay, yeah. I thought
Qui-Gon.
you said Count Dooku.
No. I'm Count Dooku. But anyways, yeah. So anyways, there's that scene with the shields, right? Like,
yeah,
which I didn't get. Why would they have that in the first place? Like, that's just a weird thing to have if you just are technologically advanced. I don't get it. But like, yeah, they had this weird like shield thing that would just like, turn on and off every so many minutes or seconds, whatever.
Yeah.
Somebody argues, though, when that initially turns off, like, he could have ran through that whole thing and caught up, and then Maul would have been pinned. Technically, they would have had the upper hand to take him out.
Yeah.
And it never happened. But obviously, it's a story. Qui-Gon had to die, so Anakin could be taken on as a Padawan that they otherwise weren't going to do because they're too afraid of him.
Yeah.
So I thought it was interesting. I was just like, what the fuck? You know?
Maybe he wasn't focused and couldn't force run.
That's you know what? Maybe that's what it was. Maybe he just forgot. Hey, oh shit, I should have forced ran.
It was using a bunch of emotion.
Yeah.
And then they were like meditating and trying to come down from that, but I don't know.
He was thinking of the Mother Mary back on Earth.
Right.
But yeah. Jared, Netflix has had some good movies on lately, man. I don't know if you've been checking the old Netflix.
You know what? I rarely watch Netflix, honestly. Most of the time I'm watching stupid Disney Plus or HBO Max. HBO Max is the shit.
I know. I love it. I got rid of it though. I've been slowly downgrading. Got rid of Paramount, and I still got Disney. But yeah, I've been kind of hanging on the Netflix wagon here, and so there's this movie that I heard about a long time ago. It's called The Sting.
Yeah,
and it's about grifters in 1930s Chicago, starring Robert Redford and what's that other guy's name? Paul Newman.
Mm-hmm.
So I heard about this movie, of course, on the show Community, because that's where I hear about everything that I ever know of in life, is from that show. But yeah, so I actually decided to watch this because I just knew it was like a grifter movie or like a con artist movie. I didn't actually know what the whole storyline is. But man, this was actually a pretty good movie that was made back in the 70s. And so yeah, it's basically taken during the Great Depression or towards the end of the Great Depression, about 1936. But what's cool about it is, dude, it takes place in like our own backyard here. I mean, more yours than mine. Looking guys in Joliet, Illinois, when the movie starts off.
Yeah.
It's so badass. But like they're small time grifters, and basically what happens is they grift they call him like a numbers runner. And basically back in the day, the bookies, they were obviously into crime shit and whatnot, but they would send a courier, which would be some mobster looking guy that take like 10, 15, $20,000 and you go run it up to, the main offices in like Chicago or something like that.
Yeah.
So they didn't really know who this guy was, and they didn't really realize he had this money, but they conned him, and they did a whole elaborate scheme where, the one guy was acting like he just got robbed, and then another guy comes and, throws a suitcase at the dude that supposedly robbed the other one. He drops the wallet and then he runs off, because he's caught. And then the person that's just walking around there, he was just standing there, but the numbers runner, he ended up grabbing the wallet and giving it back to the other guy. What they ended up doing though was the guy was just like, guys, I got to get this to somebody by 4:00. If I don't, I'm going to die. It's $5,000 for a bookie. And so Robert Redford immediately says, I'm not going to help. He's like, that guy's probably around the corner waiting for me. He's like, I just attacked him. Why would I do that? So the other guy's like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. $5,000 by 4:00 here. I'll do it. Yeah. So the guy's trying to put the money in his jacket. Well, Robert Redford's like, hey, no, you can't go out there. If they, they might suspect you too, because you're around. He's like, this is what you got to do. He's like, who's got a handkerchief? The black guy gives a handkerchief. And then he's like, all right. He's like, give me everything. So first he takes the wallet the black guy gave him that's on the ground, puts it in there. And he's like, what else do you got? Put it all in here. He's like, they're going to take it from you. And so he takes the 11 grand out and puts it in there. And then Robert Redford folds it all up, opens his pants, drops it in there. And he's like, see? And then he pulls it out and hands it to him. Well, the guy runs off. He gets into the cab. He's like, oh my God, I just scored the easiest $5 grand ever. and he opens it up, and it's all fucking napkins and sheets. So it was like a pigeon. They called it the pigeon drop. So basically, when he dropped it in his pants, he had another one in there, and he pulled that one out and gave it to the guy. And then they scored huge. They got 11 grand out of it. Well, basically what happens is that sends the wrong message to the wrong guy because it was somebody else's money. His friend gets killed, who also just announces his retirement from grifting. But before he dies, he gives him a name of somebody that's going to help Robert Redford do the big cons. So then this guy dies, and now Robert Redford knows they're after him. So he ditches Joliet, hits Chicago, finds Paul Newman, and basically tells Paul Newman, now I want to be a big time con guy, but I want to get back at this, this crime boss. His name was Lonigan, Doyle Lonigan. And basically he's like, I want to take him for everything he's worth, for killing, this dude, Luther Coleman. That was the black guy. His partner, his good friend, the guy that got him into grifting, taught him everything, sort of thing, and was actually a good friend with Paul Newman, who plays Henry Gondorf. And it's like, so basically it's this whole revenge thing. And what I think is the coolest part about this is, dude, so how they get back at this mobster is they built a fake off-track betting parlor. Like,
sounds a little excessive.
It is. No, everything about it's excessive. But if you think about it, the 1930s, like, if you could grift people, you could come up with enough money to pull this off. You couldn't do this today. Like, you're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars to do what they did. Yeah. Like, they probably did it with 30 grand. You know what I mean? But like, yeah, they got, like, so if you can, like, you've seen Peaky Blinders, right? And you've never seen that show? No. Can you picture a 1930s off-track betting parlor? Like, they have chalkboards with all the different races on there, and there's just a guy up there writing different numbers, Yeah. And then there's somebody on the speaker, actually reading off the horse races and stuff. Well, how this all worked back then is through wire. So everything went through like the Western Union Telegraph, and then it would get sent to the actual bookies who had the parlors and whatnot. And then once they got it, they would get it on their ticker, and the guy would read it off on a speaker. And that's when the races would start. So the bets would happen. Once the guy, so basically you put the bets in up until the guy starts reading it. But that race had already happened, really, in all realisticness. That race had already been done before the guy bet on it. But back in the day, because of how communication was, it worked out. But
so they were sending pigeons with stuff tied to their feet?
No, but really what was happening is, what they did is they were getting legitimate races. And so how they set it up was they would find the races, and they would find ones with certain odds. But what they were telling the crime bosses, hey, we got an in on the Western Union office. So what this guy's going to do is he's going to get all the horse race results across the country. They hit his desk before they hit any other bookie. So what he's going to do is he's going to call us at this diner that's across the street from the parlor, and he's going to give us the winning horse. And then we're going to go walk over. We only have a few minutes once we get the call, and we go and we place the bet, and it's a for sure win. So basically, they led this guy on. They had him bet a couple times, and then they got him really into it, and then he was like, yeah, no, I'm ready. Because the whole idea was, they actually ripped this guy off one time. That's how they lured him. They did a poker game. Paul Newman pretended to be this asshole drunk guy that owns this. He's like a big shot bookie out in Chicago. All an act. But yeah, he ends up ripping off 15 grand off this guy. So that's basically, they get him pissed off enough to where he wants to come and bet $500,000 to put Paul Newman out of business. And that's exactly what they do. And then what they do is, on that last race that he bets $500,000 on, the guy words his words really weird. And he goes, he says something like, place the bet on so-and-so. But what he was really saying is so-and-so was placing. Dude went and put everything to win on that horse. So then at the end, he loses the $500,000. But then there's some other shit where the FBI comes and raids it. And basically at the whole end, everything was an act just to fool this guy, to steal his money, and then to make him think that the two guys in charge of it are dead now.
It's a Netflix heist movie, Mike. You know how I feel about heist movies.
Yeah, but this is the original heist movie. Now,
like Ocean's 13 and Ocean's 12 and The Sting. And
here's what I'll tell you.
We got to assemble a crew.
yes. But hold on though. So this movie did come out after the original Ocean's 11, but I think it's way fucking better than the Ocean's 11. So with Sinatra and all those weirdo singers, you know.
I don't know, man. It's another heist movie.
I don't think so. I think it's the original. And everything you see now.
Ocean's 11 would be
What's
original. That? Technically, Ocean's 11 would be original.
I'm saying it's one of the originals, and I think pretty much after that came out, I don't know, like these modern heist movies and the remakes of Ocean's 11, and they're gonna remake it again. Get the fuck out of here. No, I honestly, like, I'm okay with the original Ocean's 11. I love when Sammy Davis Jr. sings that fucking song. It's fucking awesome. But I'm not too big on the newer ones. I mean, they're all right, but all Brad Pitt does is eat the whole time. He's just fucking eating.
That's the whole point.
It's kind of stupid. I don't know.
Yes. He is a driver with Asperger's, and my butthole is a demolitions expert.
All right, guys. That's this part today. We'll continue next week. It's all a state of mind, whether or not you'll find that place down there or heaven. In the meantime, EO 11. Sorry, everybody. I fucking love that song. It's a classic number by the great Sammy Davis Jr. From the movie we were just talking about a little bit, Ocean's 11 there. I felt the need to recreate that. But anyways, thanks for tuning in today. I hope you enjoyed today's show. Please leave us some comments. Maybe you want to leave some comments on some topics you'd like us to talk about. Otherwise, make sure you're following and sharing this with everyone. But thank you again. Make it a great day or not. The choice is yours.